Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Diced Veggies, and this is designed by Jory, Rowan, and Josh Capel, and it is published by KTBG. KTBG.
They all rhyme.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a game all about chopping vegetables. You are literally having this big block of dice, and you are going to use your knife to chop off the vegetables that you need in order to fill your recipes, and hopefully raise some hype about them as well. Give me a quick overview of how to play. All right, here's our setup for diced vegetables. We've got a whole bunch of dice here in our little container. We're going to get rid of that, set that off to the side for now. We've also got two kinds of cards. Across the top here, we have our recipe cards. We have a deck of them you can choose from, as well as 3 face-up options. And over here, we have a deck of what they're called hype cards. So the recipes are basically going to give you victory points. When you fulfill them, you have to get the exact correct amount of vegetables. So for instance, that Greek salad over there is going to take 2 of the onions and 2 of the tomatoes in order to fulfill that. Whereas the coq au vin is going to take 3 mushrooms and 2 carrots. All those ingredients are represented inside of this rectangle full of dice. So how are we going to get those dice? Well, we are going to chop them off. We are going to use our little cleaver here in order to cut off some dice off of this block of vegetables. However, you have some restrictions. First of all, you can only cut off from the outside of the block of dice. So you couldn't cut from the middle or try to cut something out of the, just that one dice right there out of the middle or anything like that. You have to cut from the outside. And then also, you can only take up to 10 pips worth of or less of these dice. So each one only counts as one of those vegetables. However, the higher the number, the harder it is to get more of them. So for instance, we could use these 3 right here. There's a 6, a 2, and a 2. That equal to 10. Over here, if we're looking for a whole bunch of quantity, we have a 2, 2, 2, and a 4. We could use that. Maybe if we just really needed a whole lot of mushrooms, we could do these 2 right here. It's a 2 and a 3, and then there's 5 over here for this pepper. So we could do it that way. So there's lots of different ways that we can kind of cut off 10. All right, so in our hand, we started with this country stew. So we do need quite a bit of these mushrooms. So let's do exactly what we talked about over here. Let's cut off this section right here. Push those off to the side, and that's what we drafted this turn. We're going to put that off to the side. That is now part of our resources that we've earned. We can store up to 8 of them at a time. We can have 2 of the hype cards, 2 of the recipes, and 8 dice. That's what we're able to hold at the end of the turn. At the beginning of the game, we were also dealt 2 of those hype cards. And there are a variety of things that are going to give you some victory points. This particular one happens whenever you are doing your cutting. It says you must have cut only 1 die this turn in order to fulfill the recipe, and have that meet that at the same time. You can fulfill that. We've got one here that says mashed up with. It says stack an uncooked recipe that needs fewer dice along with this one. The stack counts as 1 completed recipe, but both recipes score -2. So it's just another way that you can kind of get multiple things done at the same time. There's a whole lot of different hype cards. They all do different things, give you different ways to score, give you extra points, extra resources, things like that. The hype cards are a fun way to kind of get some extra points in addition to just fulfilling the recipes. At the end of every turn, you're going to be able to draw another card. You can either take a recipe or a hype card. Now again, you can only hold 2 of each. If you ever exceed that, you have to discard back down, so you back down to the 2 of each kind of card. So you're going to be drawing cards constantly, and you can kind of keep back the ones that you're going to be most likely to use. If there's ever a recipe that's a little bit tricky to fulfill, you do have this little chef's token here as well. With this, you can either change a number on a dice to any other number. That might help with one of the hype cards. Some of the hype cards have to do with the numbers on the dice. They might say, fulfill an order with exactly 19 pip values worth of dice. And you can make that happen by potentially using this to change the dice value on one of the dice. Or you can change any of the ingredients to any other ingredient as well. So you can use that, and then once you've done that, you've spent it. It is out for the end of the round until you reset. You reset all the dice once one of the ingredients is no longer present in this particular setup. So let's say all of the onions are gone. Once all those pink dice are gone, at that point we're going to reset. We're going to put all the dice that are still remaining, plus all the dice that have been used so far, back into our original kind of starting container. We're going to mix it up and kind of reset so we can keep on going. Each turn is lightning quick. There's 3 parts to it. You're going to cut off your vegetables, you're going to cook if you can, and then you're going to draw a card. That's really all there is to it. You're going to keep on doing that until one person has fulfilled 6 of their recipes. At that point, every other player is going to get 1 more turn, then the game is over. At that point, you're going to add up all of your points that you've gotten from your recipe cards as well as your hype cards, and you're going to add them all up. Whoever has the most points wins the game.
I really enjoyed the way dice were used in this game. I like how the pips you wanted the different colored dice for your veggies, but I like how the pips were used in terms of some of the special scoring cards or the hype cards, or I like how the dice were used in limiting how many you could take. You could only take up to 10 pips worth of dice. So sometimes you were able to take a lot, and sometimes you could only take like one if you really needed that
you needed
one.
6.
So I just really liked how dice were used in this game. I thought it was pretty innovative.
I mean, this is pretty simple set collection order fulfillment kind of thing going on, but what really made it special was the hype cards. The hype cards made this great twist on it. No one knew what you were going for, so they couldn't really stop you from trying to do the hype cards, but also the requirements that you needed sometimes were really, really fun and interesting. Maybe you needed double recipes. You're making a double batch of the recipes, so you need to have double the dice.
Yeah.
Or maybe you needed certain numbers of dice, or maybe you needed an extra ingredient that your dad's special ingredient of why his recipe is so good is because he puts an extra carrot in it, or whatever the case is. And so I loved having those hype cards that gave you a chance to modify recipes and had extra points on top of what you were already doing.
I do like how you got a lot of cards. So every time you took veggies, you took a card as well. And the reason why I like that is because sometimes you're just not getting what you want with the recipes. Granted, you can only have 2 recipes and 2 hype cards, but you can always like cycle things in and out. You always get hype cards, so you can play those and you get those. And so when something's not working, it's not like you're stuck on that. It's not like you have to keep getting stuff and then get rid of your dice because you have too many and get more. You can kind of move, and it makes the game move really fast. You don't feel stalled out because you're always getting new cards to do things with.
This game was very easy to teach. Extremely clear rules. The rulebook was it was like 4 pages, but even that just had huge fonts, great pictures, great examples. I understood the game almost immediately upon opening the box. This is clear to me what's happening. This is a very clear game, easy to teach, excellent family game too. Like this is a game that like our whole family could play just because of how clear it was. Everybody can count to 10 pips. Everybody can see you need 2 pinks and 1 orange.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is. It's that simple, that easy. This is a great family hit.
I do want to mention that our copy specifically, some of the Pitt's colors were gone. We noticed that in the bag that all the dice were, there was all these like marks on it. So I'm wondering if they put like the dice in too soon and a lot of the paint came off of it. So, and it was only 1 color.
Yeah, it was the carrot. It was the orange with the brown pips. Like the brown pips were just like straight up just missing from a lot of the pips.
So the divot was there so you could clearly see it, but like the markings on it to make it clear wasn't there, and I don't know if that was a huge production thing, if it was just our copy. It did not hinder us from playing the game, but it would be a really bad review if I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
So overall, I thought this was pretty fun. It was cute, definitely good, family-friendly fun, and I just like the little like cleaver that you have to like chop the dice off like that.
Yeah, I wish the cleaver had been like almost like a pointed edge, a beveled edge, so it could kind of cut between the dice a little better and split.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just end up kind of using our finger and sliding them off that way. But it's cardboard. Cardboard doesn't come diagonal.
Yeah.
So it still worked, but I wish it would have been a little more. Like a cleaver works.
Yeah.
Man, this food theme is right on for me. It's so cute. It's so fun. This is just a universal theme that's going to work for everybody. You can show this to your kids, your grandparents, your gamer friends. This is universally just a fun theme, and it's done in a unique and a cool way while still being a simple order fulfillment game. So it brings together new stuff with stuff that we're familiar with in a really cute package and a unique drafting mechanism. I loved Diced Veggies. Super fun.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.